Hello and welcome back to another video with Project Artemis. I'm Riley and today I am back with my first deck that I've been playing in the post-rotation format, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. I am really loving this deck, now enabled with the power of the brand new Telepathic Energy from Perfect Order. This Dusknoir bomb deck has been making me really excited, so let's get right into it. This deck's main attacker is going to be Mega Diancie, and we're going to be using the power of Dusknoirs to aggressively disrupt our opponent's board while also taking 1 KOs with the Mega Diancie. The Mega Diancie's Garland Ray attack does do 120 times up to 2 for 240 damage for how many Psychic Energies you discard. But with the power of Dusknoirs, we can 1 KO pretty much anything. However, we can also aggressively use the Dusknoirs to take off little Pokemon from our opponent's benches, while we also take prize cards with Garland Ray in the active. So this combination lets us be super progressive. And yeah, we also have 2 Latias in here. The Latias is really good. I'm putting this down in pretty much every matchup because if we don't start Mega Diancie, it lets us retreat anything we have for free while also focusing our attachments onto Mega Diancie. And how do you find the Latias, you might be wondering? Well, with the Telepathic Energy, this card is actually insane. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides Psychic Energy, but the second effect is when you attach the card from your hand to a Psychic Pokemon, you can search your deck for 2 more basic Psychic Pokemon and put them straight onto your bench. Now, we have had a card like this in the past, which was really strong, but we haven't seen anything like this in a few decades, and this might be enough to put all the Psychic decks over the top. Like this card, I've been so impressed with. It's been so much fun. It's really good. You can Telepathic Energy to your Diancie and then get the Latias out of your deck and then move the Diancie into the active. Or you can even, for example, find your Frillish with the Poké Pad or an Ultra Ball and then attach Telepathic Energy to the Frillish for your Oceanic Gloom, but also use that to get the Latias and then maybe another Duskull or something else. And move the Frillish to the active and turn 1 Oceanic Gloom them. It's really strong. There's so many things you can do with this card, and it pretty much brings the whole deck together. So I love it a lot. We have 1 Clefairy in here. You don't really need 2. The 1 should be enough. It is an attacker, but also more importantly, it lets us give Dragon Pokemon Psychic Weakness, namely Dragapult EX, which seems to be one of the S tier decks in the format. So being able to have weakness on not just fighting type Pokemon like Mega Lucario, but also big dogs like Dragapult, definitely let this deck stand out and perform really well. There's 1 Flutter Mane in here. It's probably the least used card I have in the deck, so this could be something else. Like maybe we could put a Jellicent in here or a third Dusknoir. Or something else. Could be considered cutting it. But the Flutter Mane does potentially let us combo this card with either Boss's Orders or our A-Spec Prime Catcher to bring up our opponent's Psyduck from their bench, turn off their ability, then pop our Dusknoir so that we do have access to Curse Blast again, and then we can retreat it and then use Mega Diancie or something else to take our knockout. So that's kind of the reason why it's in there. You maybe don't need it if you don't expect a lot of Psyduck, so that could be a Metacall type inclusion. But yeah, least used card I've seen in the deck so far. And of course, we have the new Meowth EX from Perfect Order. If you ever played with Luminous Sign on Lumineon V, it's pretty much the same ability. Last Ditch Catch lets us search our deck for a supporter when we play it from our hand onto the bench and put it into our hand. So sometimes we don't have a supporter in our hand and we can just Ultra Ball for the Meowth and then get going. Definitely a good card to have, although it is annoying because if we can play it, then our opponent can play it also, and that could give them Meowth for boss for game or something. So well, if they're gonna play it, then we should probably play it too. So definitely gonna use that in this deck. It's been pretty good so far. It doesn't feel like a liability at all since we have so many other good attackers and stuff in our deck. So we have for a support lineup 4 Lilies, 4 Carmines, and 2 Boss. Lillie's definitely good for early drop power, and then also the Carmine lets us be aggressive when we're going first if we have one in our hand. It would be nice to have like Researchers or something, but we don't have those, unfortunately. You could maybe play Judge instead, but because we don't currently have a way to disrupt our opponent's hand. But I do think just being able to aggressively draw and find more pieces for future turns seems pretty good. And 2 bosses orders. I don't think we need any more. We shouldn't need any less either, because we can use our Dusknoirs to pick off stuff from our opponent's bench while also indicating they're active. So boss is a little bit less necessary. Usually we're going to play Lillie or Carmine each turn. For Ultra Ball, of course, to find our evolutions plus Meowth. For Wondrous Patch, this card is really good and also helps bring the whole deck together. We can attach a basic Psychic Energy card from our discard pile to our bench Psychic Pokemon. Now, it's no Psychic Embrace like Gardevoir EX used to be, but it does help enable our very efficient 2 energy attackers to get going in 1 turn, which is really nice. We can go like Telepathic Energy plus Wondrous Patch and attack with Garland Ray out of nowhere. Or Full Moon Rondo. Definitely want 4 of them so we can draw them more consistently. For Night Stretcher, this card is really good. Helps us chain our Duskulls and our Dusknoirs as we use them. And then 2 Poké Pads. Could play 3 maybe before putting another Dusknoir in here just to find them. Definitely good to have as more outs of Pokemon. Yeah, and 2 Rare Candies in here currently. I do think it's a little bit underwhelming. I found myself not using the Rare Candies at all. It was usually Dusclops into Dusknoir if I was ever going to use Dusknoir. It's kind of hard to find the Rare Candies since we don't really have a good way to like search for them. Like we don't play Arvins because they don't exist anymore or anything like that. So I think if you're going to play Rare Candy, maybe you want to have 3 or 4 just to find them more consistently as well. Maybe just play 4 of all the stuff that you want to draw off the Carmines and the Lilies. 2 feels like it's not even worth it to play at that point, so maybe don't play Rare Candies or put a couple more in. And then our ace spec is Prime Catcher currently. I've seen some lists with Unfair Stamp before. I just feel like Unfair Stamp probably isn't as good if you're trying to prevent your opponent from putting pressure on you by taking away their attackers. They maybe sometimes don't take a knockout, or maybe you have to Carmine it away early, or you can't find it on the turn you need it. So I feel like having an ace spec that is live all the time is pretty good. You can just Prime Catcher usually anytime you draw into it, which is good. Although I haven't really found myself needing it as well either. Just the combo of having it with the side deck is pretty good. I think you could play Legacy Energy or something instead, but there's no really ace spec I think that the deck really super benefits from. So you can just kind of put whatever is really good in there, I think. Then we have 3 Powerglass. This card is also really good. Lets us chain Psychic Energies on our Diancie because we do have to discard energies to attack with this. So if we have to discard 2 and we have the Powerglass on the active, then on the following turn, we'll already have a Psychic Energy on it from the discard and then getting it back with Powerglass. So all we need to do is find another Psychic Energy and attach it to use Garland Ray again instead of having to power up another one on the bench with using a Wonder Patch if they don't knock out the active Mega Diancie. So that's a really good card to have. Maybe you don't need 3, but having 3 does help you find them faster and draw into them. And then Mystery Garden. This is probably the best deck I've ever played Mystery Garden in. It was kind of underwhelming in Gardevoir, but having 3 of them in this deck is just, there's so many ways you can benefit from this. You already play a lot of Psychic Energies, and it turns your Mystery Gardens into 1 more ways to discard Psychic Energies that you can use with Wonder Patch, but also another way to draw more cards and build up 4 more combos. So you can go like Ultra Ball some cards away, attach Telepathic Energy also combos really well with this because you can attach Telepathic, get more Psychic Pokemon onto your bench so you can draw more cards in Mystery Garden, and then discard another energy and then draw up to 5 and then like Lillie or Carmine after that or something like that. So it just is really, really strong. I love it a lot. Really great synergy. And then 7 Psychic Energies. I think that's a good number. Haven't felt like I needed more or less. And then of course 4 Telepathic Energy, the best card in the deck by far. Every time I've played it, I've been like, wow, this is just an amazing card. There's so many implications of it. And I'm still like discovering really good ways to benefit from this. So yeah, just play with Telepathic Energy. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's such an amazing card. And yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys. So let's get into some games and show you what it's like.
Hey y'all, Eliza here from Project Artemis, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to this video sponsor, Heavy Play. They're able to hook the team up with some super cool products like the Heavy Play RFG Deck Box Carrier. Able to fit multiple Heavy Play products such as 5 of the RFG deck boxes as well as a dice tray, or 4 of the 133 double sleeve deck boxes. On top of that, because of the Equip Mag system, you're able to latch on a playmat too, or if you have more deck boxes that you need to carry, you can always attach those so you can go a little bit wide. I super appreciate everything that they do for the team and the different products they hook us up with, so shout out to Heavy Play. Now, back to the video.
In our first game here, we're gonna be going second. I sent up the Flutter Mane in the active here in case of any abilities like Fan Rotom or something that could be used in the active spot, but I think I should just send up the Latias EX blind, because Latias EX will be useful in every matchup, whereas the Flutter Mane is very situational, so I can put that down if needed at the end of the turn. But so with this hand, we have a Poké Pad and a Lillie's, which will help us a lot. And I can put down either a Duskull or commit to the Frillish and attach to the Frillish in this spot if I think I need to item lock them. And I think to prevent Candy Alakazam taking a prize card against us, I think I do want to Frillish them. And unfortunately, I actually went a little bit too fast and I missed the Frillish and I attached the Latias instead. But we don't get punished. Luckily, we were able to Ultra Ball away a Psychic and then also Wonder Patch a Psychic back to the Frillish, so we can still item lock them this turn, which is really dumb of me to make that mistake, but all is good. We get this item lock off, and we're also able to put down 2 Duskulls, which will be really good. We can't really, our hand is like not great right now, but with the power of Mystery Garden, we will be able to hopefully draw some more cards and find some stuff. So our opponent here decides to just draw a bunch of cards with all their Dunsparces. If they can evolve both of their Abras here, would be really good for them, but without being able to search with Poké Pad, that might be a little bit more difficult. And they leave themselves with only 1 Dunsparce, so thankfully we have the stadium to bump their battle cage here, and the Mystery Garden does let you discard any energy, not just basic energy, which is really good with their Telepathic. It was glitching there for a second, but we should be able to use the Mystery Garden with this Telepathic to draw 5 cards. And our hand here is still not that great, but luckily with Meowth we can get a supporter here, and I'm kind of hesitant to like put it down, but I feel like I really need to find the Dusclops this turn, and I think it'll put us really far ahead if we do. So one thing about this matchup is we don't have any way to disrupt their hand, so I think being as aggressive as possible is definitely the route. Otherwise they will just be able to keep chaining Alakazams and just run us over if we don't do anything. So I think going with the Frillish early was a good play. And also with this hand, we do have all of our Night Stretchers pretty much in our hand. So I think here for a second, and I think I'm just gonna like Dusclops the Abra, and then with this Dusclops I can knock out their Dunsparce to limit their draw even further, and then Ocean and Gloom to knock out with the last 20 damage and put down double Duskull again. So next turn, if they put any more Abras down, ideally we should be able to KO those, plus potentially knock out their Alakazam. So I attached to the Latias here in preparation for that, because we can Eon Blade for 200 actually, since we don't have Diancie on the board. So another misplay by me. I shouldn't have put the Flutter Mane in the active on the first turn, or like during setup, because we don't know if we're going to be attacking with it in the matchup, since we don't know yet. So they end up putting the Pheasantipity down, but if we're able to find our 4th Night Stretcher off this Carmine, or just another Dusclops from our deck, we could go knock out Abra, knock out the other Abra off the bench with 2 Dusclops, put them down to 1 prize card, and then knock out their active, and we would both be at 1 prize card, but they wouldn't have any way to attack me. So yeah, that would probably put us in a game-winning spot here. The only thing to really consider here is whether I want to play Carmine or Lillie. I don't need any of the cards in my hand, so we could just Carmine them and not drop back into them, but we would get 1 less card. And I think the math is probably better for Lillie overall, but I ended up just Carmining here and it worked out for us. So we drew the Ultra Ball, and I don't fully know my prize cards when I was playing this, but the second Dusclops is in the deck, which is great. And we could have also Dusclops to try and find something that we might have needed off the prizes if we didn't get it. But luckily we do have both the Dusclops here, and the 4th Stretcher was also in the deck as well. But yeah, we draw the Psychic Energy. So we'll just knock out double Abra as planned. and I can even use the Mystery Garden here. Actually don't have, I don't think there's enough cards actually. Yeah, but we can just go ahead and attach. And oh, with the Telepathic attach, I can get 2 more Pokemon out of my deck and then use the Mystery Garden. Yeah, this card is just so good. There's so much synergy between all the Psychic Pokemon and the Psychic cards. Really good. And now that we drew the Wondrous Patch, I can also preemptively Wonder Patch to a Diancie. So if they try and like stall for a turn, since I can't attack with the Eon Blade, I can just retreat to Diancie with the other attachment and knock out whatever they try to send up. The only possible thing to be worried about, I think, here would be if they play Blood Moon Ursulina, but don't think they did because they conceded immediately. So pretty cool game there. In our second game here, our opponent will choose to go first. So we're just going to start Mega Diancie. That's all we have. But we do get to play Lillie, which is nice for us. I think in this format, everyone is trying to go first. And because we can use Duskulls a little bit more aggressively, I think going first is maybe better for us blind. But we'll also be fine going second, of course. So at first thought, I did think this was a Goldango deck. Just like out of habit, but once we see the Riolu and the Hariyama come down, we know that this is actually Mega Lucario, which is a really good matchup for us because their Mega Lucario is weak to Psychic and it is worth 3 prize cards. So here I kind of just put down both the Duskulls. We have Latias in hand, which is really good, and I'm thinking about what to do with my Telepathic Energy and the Poké Pad, and I think I am just gonna Frillish them for a turn here. We can Frillish, attach the Telepathic, get 2 more Pokemon, which is really, really good for us. Just being able to grab, like if I didn't have Latias in my hand, I can just grab Latias with the Telepathic Energy from the Frillish and then move it to the active immediately. It's just so much synergy. I love this. I don't know if it was better for me to grab a third Duskull or the Clefairy here with the Telepathic Energy. I think I didn't need to commit to the Clefairy just yet in case it was to get boss knocked out or something. Maybe I didn't need to grab any Pokemon because 3 Duskulls probably is also unnecessary in this matchup because if they ever attack with Mega Lucario, we should just win the prize trade in theory. So yeah, here we don't have any energy on our attackers yet, so I will need to find a Psychic in discard and a Wonder Patch, and we're gonna send out the Latias here, of course, to keep our options open. And then at this point, I think we don't even need to use the Duskulls. If we found like Candy Dusknoir and then like knock out Mega Lucario plus Solarca Lunatone, or I mean the Riolu plus Mega Lucario, I think that would just be game winning, of course, but we only have 2 Rare Candy, so it's a little bit unlikely. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly if it's better to attack with the Mega Lucario or the Clefairy here, but then because of the Powerglass and the Diancie, since we would need to find another Wonder Patch on the next turn, but I do think Clefairy is probably a little bit better because if they just knock out the Clefairy, they will go down to 3 prize cards, and we're also at 3 prize cards, and to knock out the Clefairy, it probably has to be with a Mega Lucario, so we should just win the prize trade on that. And yeah, we don't even really need to use the Duskulls at all in this matchup. I think I kind of misplayed a little bit by benching 2 Duskulls because now my opponent could avoid just benching Mega Lucario altogether and attack with a boss or Hariyama KO on my Duskull with their Soul Rock, and then it could get a little bit weird. They do unfortunately have to bench some 2 prizers to keep going, which is really good for us. So now if they don't evolve Mega Lucario, I will need to Lillie into Dusknoir plus boss or prime in order to take my last 3 prize cards and win the game. However, they do actually end up evolving the Mega Lucario here, which is worth 3 prize cards. So all I have to do is boss KO it, but I didn't see them evolve it immediately, so I'm still kind of tunneled here for a second on Dusknoir plus boss KO Meowth with the Clefairy until I realized, oh yeah, they just put the Mega Lucario, so this matchup is over. Very cool. I love seeing the fighting and Dragapult's matchups because those are pretty good for us. Okay, so our third and final game for the video here, we will be going first. Finally won a coin flip and have to start Diancie, but it's not that bad. Our hand is like really good for going first. And we do have the Carmine, but I think I might just hold the Carmine here. Like, we have Prime Catcher, we have Candy Ultra Ball, so we could go like attach Telepathic, get double Duskull, and then like Candy Dusknoir, depending on what my opponent does next turn. And we also draw another Psychic, which is good for us as well. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna hold here. Like, no need to play extra supporters if we don't need to, getting rid of all these resources. Looks like there's a Froakie in our opponent's active, so if this is like Greninja Dusknoir, there's a chance we could get item locked as well with Badoo. So I mean, if that happens, then we don't get to play it, but I think holding is still better for the potential pop off on this next turn. And so our opponent does Buddy Puff and for Badoo. They're probably going to want to item lock us, which makes sense. They grab another Duskull as well. And then, yeah, we're just going to have to Lillie and see. I'm not sure why they grabbed the Duskull and then not play it. That's interesting. But yeah, we're just going to Lillie this turn now and see what we can do. We do have another Psychic as well, so we can guarantee take a prize card this turn. If we find a Dusclops off the Lillie, we can also knock out Badoo plus something on the bench. They'd probably give us another Froakie as a sacrifice, I think. We don't necessarily need to care too much about the jamming tower, although it would be nice to get the energy back with the Powerglass, but it's not like the end of the world. Since we only need to discard one with the Mega Diancie attack, and fortunately we don't find anything playable, so I'm just gonna go ahead here and knock out the Badoo. I think taking prize cards aggressively is probably okay in this matchup, because if they use Dusknoir for us, it'll make it easier. And if they attack with Mega Greninja, that's also weak to Psychic, which would put us even further ahead. And they end up using Hilda for Mega Frostlass, which I thought for a second it was going to be the Freezing Shroud, but I really got to get used to everyone playing Mega Frostlass in their decks when I see a Snorunt now. Just something to be aware of, is more likely than we thought. And unfortunately, I have way too many cards in my hand that I couldn't thin down after playing the Lillie, so they are able to definitely want to kill the Mega Diancie, which is not great for us. But luckily we do have like Wondrous Patch and some other stuff, so we can get going. If we can Lillie into Candy Dusknoir, we could knock out the Mega Diancie, or sorry, Mega Frostlass, and then go down to 2 prize cards, and they probably wouldn't be able to deal with the Mega Diancie too easily. They need to find Dusknoir plus a Greninja and energy, I guess. We can get Latias and Duskull off the Telepathic Energy. Such a nice combo, being able to Telepathic for Latias to retrieve for free. I really have been enjoying that in my gameplay so far. And we're just going to go ahead and overload this Diancie. Like, if they knock out the Diancie, it's going to be game over anyway. So might as well just prep for later. And yeah, we're able to bump the Stadium as well. So on the following turn, potentially, I can like discard 2 Psychics here. I don't have a Psychic in my discard pile, otherwise I could Stretcher and draw some more cards. But maybe I actually don't want to draw cards, because if I go up to 6 cards, they can knock out my Mega Diancie for game with the Frostlass. And unfortunately, I don't have like second. I mean, okay, I could Dusclops the active plus Night Stretcher Dusclops the active again, and like knock out the Mega Frostlass, but then they only have 1 prize card left and they just win with like Dusknoir, so I don't want to give them like free game on board. So I think holding here is pretty good. We can just like attack the Mega Frostlass, and then next turn potentially find Dusknoir, and then like if they pop their Dusknoir or Dusclops this turn, then we would like go down to 4 prize cards, and if we use a Dusknoir knock out the Mega Frostlass, then we go down to 1 prize card, and then we just need to Garland Ray whatever they send up for game. And then they're going to decide to retreat the Mega Frostlass into Mega Greninja, which is makes sense. If they're not going to be able to knock out our Mega Diancie, they might as well set up damage and also get something for next turn. But if we get like Mystery Garden into Dusknoir or like an Ultra Ball here, we can knock out the Dusknoir with the Frostlass with the Dusknoir, and luckily we do just top deck it, so that makes our lives a lot easier. But yeah, we could go like Dusknoir, Candy Dusknoir, if needed, but the Mega Greninja is already weak to Psychic, so we don't actually even need the second Dusknoir. And yeah, we take 3 prize cards with Dusknoir onto the Mega Frostlass on the bench, and then Garland Array, the active, for the last 2 prize cards for game. So yeah, super fun deck, really strong against the fighting types. The pressure of Mega Diancie and just Dusknoir being so aggressive have been really good so far. I've been really liking this deck. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like this, please let me know. And let us know also what deck I should cover for post rotation next.